Welcome back to the third episode of the Sports Nest podcast. My name is Peyton.
I'm Will.
And we're back today after a couple long, hard weeks of school. Owning business is hard. Running his sports account's hard. So we've been slacking a couple weeks, but we're ready to get it started again, man.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks, but it's exciting to be back. Lots to talk about with college basketball today.
Dude, college basketball is electric right now. It's in a great state. You got Clemson playing good, another underdog that's on the rise. Auburn, Alabama was an amazing game.
Probably the game of the year.
Yeah. You have
really
Kansas on the downfall, man. They got blown out by BYU last night. It was not a pretty game at all. Lost by 30.
Yeah.
Got Florida out of nowhere, one of the best teams in the country throughout the whole entire season. Very consistent throughout the whole year. Just many teams you wouldn't have thought are either bad, the good, or the bad. I mean, you have UConn, who probably is going to be a 9 seed in the tournament. And I say, dang, that's a hard game to pick in the March Madness tournament, man.
Yeah.
Dude, if I'm an average, if I'm a casual fan, I'm picking UConn to go through the Elite Eight at the 9 seed.
Dude, 100%. We saw that with their first national championship run. They had a very mediocre season. I think they had like 10 losses or something, and they managed to completely make a big run in the tournament, and they won the whole thing. So I think we could really see that again. They have a really good roster, lots of experience. They're very deep. So
yeah, UConn is still a good team, and Dan Hurley's a dang good coach as well. Probably one of the best in the nation. Shows a lot of emotion. I know a lot of people don't like Dan Hurley because of how much emotion he shows, but personally, I like his grit. I like his attitude. I think he coaches UConn very well. And I think by tournament time, they're definitely still a dangerous team to look out for, and I think they can still go on that run as an underdog this year, which they're not that much used to, like you said, that one tournament. But these past 2 years, man, they have not been used to that. So I think UConn, they can still make a run. And, like, behind us right now, we have Missouri, the 15 seed, beating Bama almost by 20 points. Bama, they're I mean, after losing to Auburn, I thought they were going to bounce back, play a pretty good game, but right now, they're proving me wrong, man.
I agree with you. Missouri's looking really good right now. They're coming off a big win against Mississippi State, actually, on the road. But they're probably one of the better teams in the SEC, other than Alabama, Auburn, and Florida. Right at the moment. Tennessee is also really good, too.
Yeah, the SEC right now is the best, actually, conference in all of college basketball.
No question.
Yeah, no
100%.
question about it. I mean, they might have 10 tournament teams in the SEC. So each team, they can fight, they can perform, and play basketball the right way. So yeah, we're excited again to the new episode. Hey, what's up, production crew?
What up? Andrew just pulled in my roommate.
Yeah,
so.
Andrew pulled in our production crew in the back. We're talking about some college basketball. What's your take about Kansas?
Kansas sucks.
Yeah, they suck, bro. Straight
Kansas
up.
sucks. I love it. No, that's a good take.
So yeah, let's elaborate a little bit more on Kansas. Why do you think this is happening? I saw a lot of stuff saying that Bill Self has kind of not been looking like the coach we're used to seeing. He's been kind of lackluster. It's really just, I don't know, it's been a strange season for them. Do you think it has to do with NIL at all? Like with what these other coaches like Larnaga and like Saban, they're losing the love for the game. Do you think he's kind of following that direction as well?
Yeah, man. I mean, these old school coaches that have been around a while, they're legends. They're hard to come by, but the game's changing, man. You got transfer portal, you got NIL. I mean, it's just changing all around in every sport. Not just like most people just target footballs, for example, for saying transfer portal, NIL, but it's every sport. But our friend in our fraternity, Jack Hill, he said the best. Bill Self cannot. He was mad last night, by the way. He sticks to one thing and thinks it's going to work. It's like a recipe for madness, man.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I mean, when people thought Kansas grabbed Hunter Dickinson, and he was coming back another year, they had him the unanimous #1 team in the nation, and now we see what's happening right here. I mean, I think it's ridiculous. I think there needs to be a change, whether it's a starting lineup change, whether it's a culture change, or even if Bill Self needs to retire, even though he's a legend, I think there needs to be a change to happen in Kansas.
Yeah, you said it best. It's not all on Bill Self. It's also the players. Dickinson's been their best player by far. He had 14 rebounds last night, had the most points on their team. So, I mean, he was 5 for 13 from the field. But at the same time, if he's the only one doing stuff, then how do you expect him to produce, like, big numbers? And also, A.J. Storr The guy, Wisconsin transfer, they
Yeah.
sought out. He was really good last year, but dude, this year he's been horrible, bro. 3 points last night. He's averaging 6 a game.
Right.
I looked at his previous stats for the game log on ESPN. He hasn't had over 10 points in like 6 or 7 games.
And
So
honestly, that can go back to like what I said is culture.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
that's a whole culture thing. I mean, if you get a good player like that out of the transfer portal, if you're going to spend the NIL money, use them. Use them. I mean, you got
Exactly.
to. If he hasn't had 10 points all year, I think that's an awful state to be in for a Kansas Jayhawk fan. I feel sorry for them right now. I feel sorry for my boy Jack Hill, but they're not looking good at all. 23rd in nation as of last night, but
they won't be ranked
dropping.
anymore.
Yeah, they're not going to be ranked anymore.
BYU will probably take their place.
I don't even know what Kansas will be in the tournament because
I
they'll
don't
still
know,
make
man.
the tournament.
They're gonna make the tournament. They have some really high quality wins, but at the
But
same time,
I personally don't know what seeding they'll
I
be.
don't know. I think they dropped to an 8 or 9 personally.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
think Clemson just went over top of them, which is a good thing for us. But
Yeah, it's a big thing, big
Yeah.
deal. I think I think Clemson's probably a 5 or 6 at the moment. What would you say, or maybe even a 4 if they win against SMU this weekend? That's a quad 1 opportunity right there.
I think as of right now, in my opinion, I haven't seen a lot of people saying 6 or 7, but I think we should be 5 and 6. I think that's a very good range for us.
Yeah.
With our quality wins, me and Will just saw a graphic on X that we're a top 8 team in the nation in quad 1, quad 2 wins.
100%.
Win percentage, sorry. We're 10-4 in quad 1, quad 2 wins. And then, I mean, you're beating the number 2 team in the nation. You can't really ask for more than that. And these past couple weeks, blowing out UNC, who we're also going to get to, is a downfall in the Blue Bloods.
Yep.
And then another blowout win against Florida State. Clemson is rolling. The boys are feeling really good. I think, personally, a 5 or 6 seed as of right now, but hopefully a run in the tournament can change that into a 4 seed. I'm wanting.
I hope so, bro. We just got to keep winning, and I think we're definitely gonna lock up a top 4 seed in the ACC tournament. Hopefully, if we fingers crossed, if we keep playing well. So I think with all that, we definitely are on track to being a 4 seed.
Yeah,
In my opinion.
in the tournament.
Yeah, in
wow.
March Madness.
Okay,
Yeah,
I got you.
If that doesn't happen, we'll be a 5 or 6 at worst, which is totally fine. We were 6 last year.
I hope so because
Yeah.
I mean I don't want to be a 7th seed then play the 2 seed right away.
No, I don't want that.
That
either.
that would be bad. I mean 2 seeds this year are stacked. So I mean it's a very top. I don't want to say it's very top heavy in college basketball this year because there's a lot of good underdogs, but the big dogs are good this year. They're dang good. They're showing some dominance. So it would be hard to face them pretty early. I don't want to face them in the round of 32. I'd definitely rather face a 2 or a 1 seed. Well, we won't face a 1 seed, but 2 or 3 seed.
I think if we're a 6, we would play the 11 first, obviously, and then after that we'd play the 3.
Yeah.
If they because we played Baylor last year, they were a 3, and we ended up playing really well.
Yeah,
So
give
it's
me
good
that
matchup.
5 or 4 seed, man.
Yeah.
Clemson just has to handle business throughout the rest of the year. Maybe get some help along the way from other teams losing, but if they handle business, play great in the ACC tournament, I truly see this team as a 4 seed, and not many teams that could stop them at the same time.
I agree. It's in my opinion, I think it's us and Duke. And Louisville's shown that they're a good team, but at the same time, I think Clemson's better than them. And if they played each other right now, I think Clemson would probably win.
And people want to bring up the bad losses. I mean, you got Georgia Tech, the game before Duke. That was such a trap game. I told Will before even that game happened how much of a trap game that was, that the boys are going to be looking forward to Duke rather than Georgia Tech. And then you have losses like the South Carolina overtime loss when the boys still had no team chemistry with each other with the transfers that came in with Locken and
It was
Zachary.
really early.
Yep, and then you have Memphis in overtime, who's a dang good team. I mean, Memphis is still ranked. They're 2 spots behind us, but they've been good and consistent all year, and they're all senior starters. And then
They're
you
gonna,
also
they're going to make a run in the tournament, I think.
oh,
personally.
100%. I mean,
Yeah.
you have experience over anything, and then you have another loss within Boise State, who I think Boise State's a pretty good team. We probably should have beat them, but it was at a neutral, or was it at Boise State?
I think it was at Boise.
Yeah,
It's in Idaho. It's that's far. Like it's a hard dude. That's like a hard place to play.
And is
I don't
that
know.
it? Is that it? On
Yeah.
losses? One more?
So Louisville.
Oh, Louisville. I didn't even mention Louisville. Louisville's
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
good team. So I mean, the teams we lost to, man, it's hard to. I know the committee is going to want to punish them on their bad losses, but I really think that the good loss or the good wins outweigh the bad losses.
I agree with you.
Yeah, 100%. I think they do. I mean, beating number 2 team in the nation, like I said earlier, is no joke, and then beating Kentucky is a no joke. It's another blue blood.
Yeah. Kentucky, they're 8th in the SEC right now, which is kind of wild, but they have some really crazy good wins. So I mean, I think they're a good team, but I am concerned. I made a video about it actually, about them having a first round exit, because they kind of tend to sleep on the lower teams. But maybe they'll figure it out. They have a really tough stretch, so we'll see what they're made of.
They had a good win tonight against Vandy by 20. Vandy's actually one of the teams that Clemson is projected to play in the tournament. So, heck, that looks good for us, huh?
It does look good, yeah. Yeah, it shows we can beat them if we can beat Kentucky. So,
but yeah, speaking of the blue bloods with Kentucky, UNC's downfall is crazy, huh?
Yeah, they're not, dude. What are they? 14-11, 15-11 now, bro. I don't know. I think I don't know if they need a coaching change. I don't know. They have a good roster, bro. I mean, Cadeau is. I think he's a good point guard. They have Seth Trimble, who is highly recruited. R.J. Davis is last year with the team, and they got Jackson, another freshman 5-star, who's projected to be a first-round pick. I mean, they have a good team. I don't know, man. What do you think the problem is?
Oh, dude, I was laughing just now because of Jackson when I bet his under the other day. It's 11.5, and he got freaking 0 points, man.
Yeah.
Hubert Davis, his first year at UNC, brought him to a championship. And then out of the 2 out of the last 3 years, or trending 2 out of the last 3 years, they're going to miss the tournament. I really don't see him making the tournament this year unless a miraculous run happens in the ACC tournament, like NC State last year.
Yeah, they're going to have to make a run.
Yeah,
like them,
100%. But UNC is another team that tried to hit the portal, and it just did not work out for them. I mean, you have a guy like Cade Tyson that they took a chance on coming out of Belmont. I'm actually one of the guys that advocated for him because I wanted him at Clemson because if you didn't know, his brother Hunter Tyson played here, who was an absolute beast, got drafted by the Denver Nuggets. But, yeah, I wanted Cade Tyson here, and he's seeing no playing time whatsoever. He's averaging 2 minutes a game. He's averaging 2 points. I mean, it's minimal production on that from the transfers. And then they didn't go out and get a dang center, man. You can't blame it all on that. So I think it's a little bit of coaching, but more on the lack of talent or lack of center play on that team.
Someone crashing the boards and working in the paint, like a Baycott kind of player.
Dude, they need someone that's an absolute dog.
Yeah,
like
well, I
guarantee
you they'll fish in the portal or get someone that's going to be, coming out of high school. So we'll see.
I mean, and then they're losing R.J. Davis this year, man, who's their number 1 scorer. He's one of the only guys on that team that actually looks pretty good. So I don't know where UNC is going to go after this. I'm on their Twitter a lot. I'm seeing a lot of fans wanting Hubert Davis gone, which sucks. His drip is fantastic coaching games. I love it. But I just don't know where they go from this.
Right now they can look forward to the NIT.
Yeah, number 1 seed in NIT. I can't wait.
Yeah, they usually like to back out of that tournament though. Every time they get invited, so we'll see. But hey, maybe they'll have a really good run in the ACC tournament, or maybe if they have to play Duke again before the season ends, so maybe that could boost their chances. I don't really know who else they have to play in the ACC other than them and their remaining schedule.
I'm rooting for UNC on that one, man, because if Duke loses, number 1 seed's ours.
Yep, it is.
In the ACC tournament, which is crazy to think about. Yeah, it's absolutely insane to think about.
Yeah.
But UNC, like Will just said, needs to beat Duke to end the season, and then I think to still make the tournament, you have to win the chip.
Oh yeah. I agree.
You have to walk into Charlotte, win that chip, bro. So I don't know how that's going to work with them. Hubert Davis is going to have to draw up a absolute master class, and R.J. Davis is going to have to play some games of his life. But UNC, man, they're on the downfall right now. But I think they'll be back next year. I don't think UNC fans should be worried. I think UNC is, of course, a legacy program. Their status is not in danger at all, as we know. So I think they can bounce back in a hurry.
I agree. Yeah, they'll be back.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, so now let's talk about some Cinderella tournament teams who we think is going to, make a potential run that's kind of under the radar, really not talked about. I think Well, we were talking today about New Mexico, bro. They're
Yep.
the best team in the Mountain West Conference right now. In a conference with Boise State, Colorado State, two teams that really always make the tournament. Utah State as well. So, and New Mexico made it last year too. They have a solid squad this year, like 22-4, something like that.
Yeah, it was 22-4 when we just saw
Yeah.
it last. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, man. They might have a really good chance to make a run. What do you think?
Oh, 100%. New Mexico's a team that's always very gritty. I know a lot of people in their brackets last year, and even some of a lot of analysts actually, they projected them to beat us last year.
Yeah, they did.
The 11th seed versus the 6th seed, they expected them to upset us, but
Yep.
we just matched them up very well. They had really good. Their 3-point shooting is always very, very good. They were one of the best in the country, I know for sure, last year. So I think New Mexico is always a good team. I think they can easily make a run. Another team to watch out for in the tournament is, as we saw, another one is Drake.
Drake, yeah.
They're pretty feisty this year, man. I can't believe it.
Yeah, they have some really good quad one wins, I guess.
Yep.
They always make the tournament, though, it seems like. I always see them in the bracket. So that's another team to look out for. I remember they played Miami a couple years ago when Isaiah Wong was still there and Nigel Pack, back when Miami was good. And Miami ended up winning, of course, but it was a really good game.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, you still have to watch out for these teams. Like, I mean, heck, UConn is going to be considered as an underdog Cinderella story, so you have to watch out for them. I'm trying to think of some SEC teams that are going to be higher seeded.
Man, I don't know. I guess you could say Arkansas, bro. Arkansas is definitely a team to look out for. They're actually playing on this TV right now.
Only losing by 4 to Auburn right now.
Yeah.
Is number one team in the nation. We just saw a stat on the TV. Actually, they won 15 out of their last 17 games.
Calipari, one of the best coaches ever in college basketball. So I expect them to have a pretty good tournament run. Maybe we'll see. I guess we'll have to see what their matchups are like.
Yeah, I don't want to run into him for sure. I mean, that like you said, one of the best basketball coaches in history. I would not want to face him in the first round of the tournament, not one bit. So that's another team teams should look out for, be careful of.
Yeah, ACC wise, I'm gonna say Wake Forest or SMU.
Is Wake Forest even gonna make the tourney?
I thought they were. I thought maybe they were first 4 out. But
SMU though, yeah.
SMU, I think, is still currently in the hunt. But Wake, I think they played the other day, and I think Wake might have beat them. Swear to God.
Okay.
But okay. Anyway, either of those teams, I think they could have a potential run. I get. You know what I'm saying? Like
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I personally don't think any ACC team that is going to be ranked above the 7 seed.
Yeah.
Take out Clemson, Louisville, and Duke. I don't think any other ACC team can make a run in the tournament at all.
That's fair.
I just think there's too much star power this year with the SEC teams, and then you have teams like Michigan State, Michigan, who's very good. Teams like that in the Big 10, Big 12. Excuse me. You have players like Danny Wolf, who I was actually watching Michigan the other day. They have 2 7-footers on the court
They
at all
do, bro.
times.
Danny Wolf playing guard and the center from FAU playing guard too, bro. They're legit, bro. I think they're gonna make a pretty good run in the tournament.
Yeah, no, Michigan. I don't know how he would match up with them. I wouldn't want to face them for sure.
Totally agree.
I think they were ranked in the top 16. They were ranked as a 4 seed the other day. So clearly the committee's very high on them, and I think a lot of fans are too.
Yeah, I think Ohio State is a team to look out for. I think they're considered a tournament team right now. They just lost to Michigan, but it was a close game. And another team from the Big Ten, I would say, probably Northwestern. I think a lot of people are pretty high on them right now. They beat Illinois not too long ago, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I guess you'll know. It's so hard to pick because anyone can make
so many teams.
There's 64 teams. You just never know who's going to have a good
UCLA
game.
is a good answer.
Yeah, UCLA.
UCLA is pretty good.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. But there's so many teams, like Will said. I mean, ultimately, I think Florida is going to win the whole thing. Florida looks
that's
dominant.
a good pick.
Yeah,
That's a good pick.
Yeah. What about you?
I think Florida's a really good pick. I don't know. St. John's looks really good. I don't think they're going to win the whole thing. I don't know, man. I think an SEC team will definitely get in the Final Four.
There's too many of them.
There's too many of them not to, yeah. So I'm thinking maybe Florida, maybe Auburn. I think Auburn's super consistent. Alabama, I think, could slip up a little bit. I don't know.
We're seeing that right now. Alabama's slipping up lately. Yeah, I think Florida's very dominant. St. John's actually is. I forgot about them off the top of my head. It's a very good answer. I was watching them the other day. They get all their they play 5 wide.
Yep.
They have no one in the paint, and for example, they were playing Creighton the other day, and they just drug Kalkbrenner out of the paint because they played 5 wide the whole time, and their center can shoot the ball. So that's going to give teams absolute hell.
Yeah, they're probably one of the best defensive teams in the country.
Oh, 100%. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I saw the way that Creighton looked against them, and it wasn't even funny.
Yeah, Patino's going to get them ready, bro. Watch out for St. John's.
Yeah, no, you need to watch out for St. John's. I think that is a team that can make a run to the Elite Eight or even the Final Four. I think that's a team that's going to give many of the top teams troubles.
Yeah, I think Wisconsin and Purdue are other teams to look at, too. I think they're both really solid programs. Wisconsin actually just beat Purdue on the road. And Michigan State as well, and even Michigan. I don't know. It's
so many.
There's so many good teams, bro. It's hard to say.
And the Tigers, and you can't figure out Duke, bro.
Yeah, Duke as well.
Duke is one of the best teams in the country.
They're going to be locked in, bro. I don't know how you can guard Cooper Flag, Kahn, Tyrese Proctor. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think you can guard all 3 of them. I don't know how Clemson did it, but. Yeah. Proctor dropped 24 against us.
He did, and he played probably the best game of his season so far. I think he's personally a top 3 guard in this class if he decides to leave, in my opinion.
Really? Okay, I got you.
Yeah, but you
got Danny Wolf number 1.
All right, hey, Danny Wolf. I think he's a top 10 pick, and I'm going to tell you why in one of my videos. Stay tuned. So yeah, all right. So let's talk about the seeding a little bit.
Yeah,
I think the 1 seeds they had so far were spot on. Auburn, Duke, Florida, and Bama, right?
Bama, yep.
Yeah, I think they're pretty spot on. Bama's kind of slipping up right now, so maybe we'll see like Tennessee slip in.
Yeah.
And Bama goes up to a 2. But I think the 1 seeds are pretty good so far.
Oh, 100%. You can't deny Duke. You can't deny Auburn. You can't deny Florida. The only one you can switch, like you said, is Alabama. If they keep slipping up like they are, Alabama has a gauntlet at the end of the year. They're not starting it off good. They played their last 5 games against top 15 teams in the nation, so they can easily slip up and slip down the slope a little bit, but they're going to be fine. They're still a really good team, but the rest of the 1 seeds are undoubtedly the best in the country.
I agree with you, and I think the 2 seeds were pretty solid too. I think Tennessee's in there. Purdue was initially in there, but I think I'd put Wisconsin in over them because they just beat them on the road. I'm trying to remember. I'm going to pull it up on my computer.
Look them up real quick. Yeah, I think like the 2 seeds. The only thing I disagreed with is it was either 3 seed. I think it was the 3 seeds I disagreed with the most. But I believe that.
Let's
pull this up real quick. Yeah, we need it.
Yeah. Crap. So let's see what we have.
Wow, you pulled up the whole bracket.
Yeah, I pulled up the whole bracket. That's not what I intended. Not what I intended.
But I think going to Auburn, I think what can take Auburn is a long way is one of the best players in the country, Johnny Broome. I was watching him against Bama, and he just looked like an absolute beast.
He's a beast, dude. He's the best player in the country. Outside of Cooper Flag, I think he's number 1, personally.
Yeah, 100%. Johnny Broome, he's averaging a double-double. And, no one can stop him right now. So
2 seed-wise, we have Tennessee, A&M. I think those are both really good choices. And then we have Houston, Wisconsin. I think that's spot on. This is like an updated version,
okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Swapping out Wisconsin and Purdue. I think that's spot on. And then at 3, Michigan, Iowa State. Those are 2 locks, in my opinion. Texas Tech, I think that's another lock.
Yeah,
they've been playing really well. And then Purdue, as I said, swap Wisconsin and Purdue. I think that's pretty good as well. Do you have anything you disagree with?
No, that's spot on for me.
Cool. And then Kentucky, I think they're a 4 seed.
I don't at all. I don't think they're a 4 seed at all. They've been losing way too many games to be a 4 seed.
They did just beat Vanderbilt, who's a quality team, but at the same time, I think Mississippi State might be better than them right now.
Yeah.
Missouri too, bro. You could put them in at a 4 seed.
Being the eighth best team in the SEC. I mean, there's so many more because the SEC teams have to play each other. Yep. I mean, every single game. So there's better teams in Kentucky at the 4 spot.
I'm with you, dude.
Oh, here's a better
here we
one.
go. I have a better bracket now, or like outline. Okay, so Kentucky out of the equation. I'd put in Mississippi State or Missouri.
By Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona.
Arizona.
Well, no, they just won. They beat Baylor on the road.
I mean, I don't really care, bro. I don't care.
Who would you put in over Arizona?
Anyone else?
So you'd put in. So you'd have Kentucky no, Arizona no, Michigan State and St. John's. I think they're. I think St. John's is personally a 3 seed.
Not Michigan State. Sorry, St. John's can be a 3 seed easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're good there. Michigan State, I think they're fine there as well. And then I'd put in Missouri or Mississippi State over Kentucky and Arizona.
Get Arizona out of there,
Yeah.
bro. Oh my god, dude, Caleb Love this year has been terrible, bro. It's been awful. He's one of he pisses me off so bad. No, get Arizona out of there. I don't think they deserve it. I think they're 18-9.
Yeah,
Ugh, dude,
18 and 8.
That's disgusting. I'm sorry. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're not as good. I think that's
Man.
one of the teams. If you pick your brackets, if you love to do brackets, they're going to lose in the first round. I
Yeah.
think they can lose. If they're a 4 seed, they're going to lose to the 13. If they're a 5 seed, they're going to lose to 12.
I'm seeing that Marquette's a 5 seed. I would put them in at a 4, to be honest.
I would slip Marquette in there. How is North Carolina?
They're on their
first 4 out.
That's crazy.
They shouldn't even
They're
be on
16
there,
and
bro.
11 now. Wow, I didn't even notice that.
They shouldn't be on there, bro.
Last 4 in: Texas, BYU, West Virginia, and Arkansas. Those are okay. I think BYU might be a little bit better than the last 4 in. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the committee thinks half the time. I mean, they have on this Clemson the 6th seed, so I like that.
Yeah.
But Arizona at a 4 seed, I think that is absolutely trash.
Yeah, Kansas is a 5 seed also, bro. I put them at a 6 or 7.
Oh my
They
God.
suck.
They're dropping Kansas after that. There's no way.
Yeah.
I think Clemson should jump Kansas if anything.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And personally, I think Maryland might be a better team than Kansas. They're looking really good in the Big Ten right now. And Louisville's a 7 seed as well. Maybe you put Louisville over Kansas. I don't know. But anyway, lots. Oh, Illinois as well, dude. I forgot. Illinois might be better than Kansas, too.
Yeah, Kansas, they're trash.
There's a lot that's going to change with this in the next couple weeks that we're going to see. So we're going to be talking about it. So stay tuned to hear
100%.
more about everything that's going on.
Most fun time of the year, man. I love it. I love it.
All right, so next topic. So we kind of already just talked about the seeding. AP Top 25. I don't really have anything else to say about that. I think that I made a video about it, the new Week 16 rankings. I personally think it's all pretty good. I think that they got all the Big Ten teams right from 11 to 14, putting Michigan or Wisconsin ahead of Michigan. I think that Michigan beat them, but Wisconsin just beat Purdue on the road, and Michigan lost to Purdue on the road. So I think you got to give them the edge.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's the same thing as Kentucky's in front of Clemson. And I don't know
that
how
doesn't
you
make any. That's another thing I was going to talk about.
I don't know how you don't value the head-to-head like that.
Exactly.
It makes no sense to me. I think that Clemson should, of course, be ahead of Kentucky with, especially how good of wins they've had as of late. So I don't get what the committee's thinking at all on that, honestly.
Yeah, I'm totally with you, and I think Arizona being at what are they 14, 13? I don't think they're top 10.
Arizona?
Yeah,
I think we're ahead of them now.
we're ahead of them now.
I thought so, yeah.
Okay, well, I think they're in a good place. Kansas is another team I would kick. They're obviously going to get kicked out.
Yeah, they were 23. They're going to get kicked out.
yeah, terrible.
Not ranked.
Yeah, and then top 10 wise, I think it's pretty good. I like Auburn at 1, Florida at 2, Duke at 3, and then who's number 4? Bama. Bama's about to lose, so maybe they'll drop a little bit more. We'll see. I personally think Iowa State at number 8 isn't the greatest. I like St. John's over Iowa State. I would put St. John's at 7 or 8.
I
Personally.
love St. John's, dude, this year. I'm very high on them after watching them play because I haven't seen a lot of their basketball. They play some hard-nosed basketball,
They do,
Rick
bro.
Pitino, so I love it. I'm very high on them now. I think they can easily climb up the ranks even more this year if some teams lose. St. John's is going to be I think by the end of the year, a top 6 team.
100%. I totally agree with you. And Louisville also just re-cracked the top 25. I think that's good.
Because, I mean, that game against Creighton was for the number 1 seed in the Big East.
Yeah.
And even if they face Marquette in the tournament, I mean, that's another dang good team they can beat, another quad 1 opportunity. So I think they can keep rising. I mean, heck, like we were talking about earlier, I think in the seeding they maybe can snag a 2 seed if they wanted to.
Oh, if they win the Big East, I think they take a 2 seed.
Yeah, 100%.
Personally, yeah, I guess we'll wait and find out. Yeah. So now we're gonna talk about the best player in the country.
I touched on that a little bit. I think it's Johnny Broome, man. Johnny Broome is him. He looked dang good against Bama.
He's definitely got the best craft in the paint that I've seen out of any player in the country. But Cooper Flagg, I think, is another player. Like, I think it's him and Broome, and it's like everyone else. Personally,
yeah, if you were to ask me, of course, most potential, of course, I would say Cooper Flagg. But I think right now, Johnny Broome, I think, is a better player personally. But don't get me wrong, Flagg is undoubtedly number 2 in my opinion.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, Flagg is dang good. Saw the way he took over against Clemson the last 4 minutes. He had 14 out of their last 16 points.
Yep.
And so Flagg, he just has that. He has that craft to him too.
He's got that craft.
Man.
He's got that swagger. And the best part about him is he doesn't get super uptight during the game if he's playing bad. You know, he's very calm. And when he's not making shots, he passes it to his other players to let them create. And he's always setting screens, talking to the coach. Hey, I don't know, man. He's got the best character I've seen on the court. But I still think Broome is the best player in the country. But Cooper Flagg did drop 40 in a game, so I mean,
Will made a video about it, man. But
yeah.
Flagg saying he'd stay another year is BS. That is just not
I did make a video about that. It might have been a little bit clickbait, but at the same time, he did say he was thinking about coming back. So,
bro,
it was pretty relevant. But
he's not coming back. Will was like, dude, the NIL money, it's keeping him here. I'm like, bro, come on.
We'll see, bro. I mean, he's a first-round pick, first overall. I don't know how you could pass that up, but at the same time, maybe if they have an early exit, he'll really consider staying. You know what I'm saying?
How's he going to pass my team, Charlotte Hornets, up, man?
Yeah, play with
LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, and got back Mark Williams. Hey, dude, that line will be dirty.
Shout out Connect, bro. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, Connect, man. Behind Luka now, deep in the lineup.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know how Cooper Flagg could personally pass up an NBA contract like that, and it's even passing up like an earlier year to get that super max, which I think one day he's going to get.
Yeah. Oh, but do you think that Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey have a chance to surpass him? What if they both are projected to be higher than him? Do you think he would consider staying another year even more? Personally, because I mean,
I don't think that will happen.
No. If he decides to stay another year, theoretically, not saying it's going to happen, but if he does, he'll probably be a number 1 pick next year.
Oh no,
I don't think there's any question.
He's going to be one of the best prospects,
like ever
of all time. I mean, of course, I can't say recently because he had Wemby, 2 years ago, but he's going to be like, if he stays another year, the potential in college and into the NBA of him building his craft one more year is just going to be absolutely insane.
Yeah.
He's going to be one of the best college players of all time if he stays another year.
I agree.
But if he wins a chip this year, he's definitely...
Oh, he's going to leave.
He's out.
Yeah. He did say he wants to win a national championship, and Duke brings that for him, obviously. So
he loves Duke's coach,
loves it,
though.
dude. He loves him, bro. He's like his dad, dude.
Yeah.
He's... Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, bro. I did some research when I was making my video, and he was like the only player other than the 2 overseas guys they have, their center and Tyrese Proctor, that stayed on campus, and they literally hung out with Coach Shire and were like grilling and stuff with him.
Yeah. So you know that?
Yeah. It's in the article, bro. Trust. But anyway,
you read videos about that and Kai Trump.
All right,
Tell him about Kai Trump, bro.
All right. Well, I've been getting a lot of not hate, but like people are saying that it's totally irrelevant that I made a Kai Trump video. But okay, it's NIL, it's college sports. I mean, it's outside of my niche a little bit of college basketball and football, but at the same time, it was a headline. It was on 3. I was like, why not make a video? Okay. All right. I was like, all right, why not make a video? Maybe it'll do well. I mean, it did okay.
You want to move on?
Yeah, let's move on. Yeah. Let's talk about something else. All right. Shifting gears. Okay. let's talk. This will be our last topic of the video, by the way. Let's talk about some ACC hoops a little bit, just about the conference in general. I know we kind of touched on this a little bit, but who do you think is going to make the tournament other than Duke and Clemson, obviously, and Louisville?
No one.
No one?
No.
Really?
I don't think no one will. Unless somehow the committee sneaks North Carolina in, which I just don't understand how all these projections have them as the last four out or last four in. I mean, it just makes no sense to me. I think there's better teams in the nation. I don't think you even could put them in the same category this year as Georgia, who's beat a couple top 25 teams and has a good amount of quad one wins.
They have.
And so like a lot of sites have them in the same bracket or the same last four out as Georgia. So I think the committee's trying their hardest to sneak North Carolina in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but if it's a team, I think North Carolina gets in.
Yeah, I agree. But does that mean if they are the last four in, does that mean that Wake Forest and SMU are getting consideration too?
Yeah, I would think so. I think SMU would get more consideration than Wake Forest personally. Wake Forest is always good at home, but I mean, when they play on a neutral site or an away game, I mean, they're trash.
Mm-hmm.
I think SMU is definitely a better team than them. Like we said, Clemson's traveling to SMU this Saturday. It's a quad one opportunity, which means they're top 75 in net since it's an away game. So the committee thinks of them very high up, and so does the rest of the league. So
yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that SMU desperately needs to beat Clemson. They have to. I don't think they have a definite quad one win. Last time I saw, I don't know. They have a lot of quad two wins, but I don't know if they have a definite quad one. But yeah, they really need to beat Clemson, and they need to win the rest of their games if they want to make a good case. And then the same thing with Wake Forest too. But outside of Duke, Clemson, and Louisville, I think those are the only two. I mean, you could maybe say Pittsburgh, but I don't even think they're worth discussing at all.
Yeah, I mean, heck, NC State wasn't supposed to make the tournament, but got that auto bid last year for winning the tournament. So you never know what happens, man. NC State ended up going a long way.
Maybe we could see, Wake Forest or North Carolina or even a Pittsburgh type of team.
North Carolina would be that team.
Yeah, probably.
They would be that team. I mean, they have. I still think Hubert Davis is one of the best coaches in the conference.
I agree.
They have one of the best guards in the conference, R.J. Davis.
Mm-hmm.
And then Elliot Cadeau has played pretty good, and he's turned those turnover problems down. But they still have a good team around them. I know we said earlier that the team needs to improve, but we're talking about the ACC here, so it isn't the strongest conference this year. If it's a team to win the tourney and get on the hot streak, it's North Carolina.
Yep. I'm with you.
Yep, 100%, man. So we'll see what happens. March Madness is always so much fun. That's why we dedicated this episode today towards it. We love doing our brackets. I think I make about 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, man, I make a ton. I want to try and get the perfect one. So, and we'll of course do some, brackets with our fraternity and our friend groups and stuff like that. But we're going to be talking a lot about college basketball in the next couple weeks. Conference tournaments are coming up, and then obviously March Madness. So stay tuned for a lot of content about that.
Oh, 100%, man. We're going to be more consistent with it. So just stay tuned for our videos, and we can't wait to keep working, man.
Yeah.
So
we're excited. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, I appreciate you tuning in. Sports Nest Podcast. We out.